So in this video, I want to talk about this issue of like, can you actually love China and not support zero COVID? My last video that I did, I got a lot of like really, I guess the only way to put it is negative feedback, and I lost subscribers, and I had a lot of horrible comments, people saying, oh, you don't understand, and all this kind of stuff. So tonight, I wanted to sort of say, like, talk about like what I actually feel about this issue. So, in brief, can you love China and not support zero COVID? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, like it's a policy. I mean, there's going to be a variety of different views, like with regards to any policy, and especially as foreigners in China. I mean, we're not necessarily beholden to support every policy actively and believe in this or believe in that. I often get these comments that sort of suggest that I'm like literally a paid shill by the Chinese government or something. I mean, it couldn't be further from the truth. Like, I'm not actually a shill at all. Like, I look at things objectively. But like, in terms of zero COVID, it is a big policy. Like, it's a policy that's captured people's attention. It's a policy that's captured people's imagination. And can you love China and not support it? I mean, I believe that you can, but nobody wants somebody to, put a stick in their mouth every couple of days. Nobody wants to have to wear masks and scan into places. I understand that people are frustrated, and it's a terrible thing. But to be honest, to be perfectly frank, I mean, I also view it as an urban planning disaster. I mean, if people thought that something like a COVID-19 could be successfully managed within modernist architecture, and modernist planning, I think that they were extremely naive. So there's different nuanced perspectives on it like that. But do I support generally like zero COVID? Look, it doesn't matter what I support. I'm just one person. Do I like getting up at 6 a.m. and having a guy with a megaphone? I mean, I'm not going to talk about my neighbors and complain about my neighbors and whatever, but like, I don't like it. I don't like people telling me what to do and telling me to do this and telling me to do that. Nobody does. I don't think anybody does. But the thing is, as much as it's an inconvenience and as much as it's destroying the economy, an inconvenience, I mean, saying that it's an inconvenience, that might sound callous to some people, because for many people it's been more than an inconvenience. It's destroyed their lives. It's destroyed their lives. But we have to remember that what is at stake is these enormous numbers of people who have nothing but their life. They have nothing but their life. It's like that Hair song. I've got my blood, I've got my hair, I've got my bones. It's like that, I mean, there's a lot of people in China, they don't have anything except their life. And particularly older people, they might, I mean, it sounds a little bit grim, but I mean, there are people who are older, who've worked hard their entire lives, and all they have is their life. That's really all they have. They don't have enormous amounts of assets. And, or whatever you would say constitutes material success. They don't have those things. And the one thing they have is their life. And if they lose that, they lose everything. Now, the Chinese health policy, and this is another thing, like, if you disagree with the health policy, okay, great. You don't agree with the health policy. Okay, sure. All right, you don't agree with the health policy. Doesn't mean you hate China. Doesn't mean you don't want to live in China. It doesn't mean that. But if you look at the faces of these guys, I mean, I've been getting a trailer made for my kayak. Like, I've been taking it to this guy, and he's been welding on it, and he's been putting wheels on it and stuff like that. It sounds like I'm going off on some mad tangent, but look, I go to visit this guy, and this is where I live. Like, I don't live where Sapenza lived and Lao 86 lived. I live where what they called the ghetto. That's where I live, okay? But it's not like that. It's beautiful. It's fantastic, It's a community. And I go to get my trailer worked on. And you know, this bloke, he's like rolling up smokes. You know, he's got like a cigarette rolling machine, and they're for him and his mate. You know, they get the tobacco cheap and they roll it up. Now, I'm not a virologist or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, there's guys like that. They're not going to survive COVID. You know, so what? That corner bicycle shop, that's gone. For example, and you know, there's another old guy. You know, he must be in his 70s. You know, he comes wandering out. You know, I'd love to get my phone and just film him. You know, wouldn't that be cool? But he wouldn't agree to that. You know, and I wouldn't ask him. You know, I mean, you know, I'm not like that. But there's guys like that. You know, he wanders out. I come in and come out. You know, he knows I'm a foreigner. He just says hello to me. He just says hello to me. You know, he's very nice to me. He's very kind to me. Those kind of guys, like a lot of those guys, they'd be gone. You know, they'd be gone if COVID got out of control. They'd be gone. They'd be gone. And I saw Chris Chappell on his China Uncensored. I mean, I watch everything. It's not like I'm in some insulated bubble, like people have accused me of being. I watch Chris Chappell. And he's sort of making light of, 1.5 million people die. Those people are my friends. He's talking about some of my friends. He's talking about people that I love that would die. And look, COVID has been a horrible thing all around the world, but different countries have their different policies. Can you support China and hate zero COVID? Yeah, of course you can. Absolutely, of course you can. I don't think if someone's going to say to me that, look, I take it back to Australia, I'm an Australian. Somebody says, I don't like this policy about Australia, I don't like that policy. I don't think, they hate Australia. I mean, that's just a policy. It's just a policy they don't like. They don't like the government. Okay, they don't like that political party. They don't like whatever. Doesn't mean they hate the country. You can hate zero COVID and you can still love China. But my perspective, elaborating on the video that I made before, is that as tough as it is, as inconvenient as it is, and it's not just inconvenient, it's literally destroying lives. But it's also saving lives, the lives of people who don't have anything else except for their life. That's all they have. That's all they have. And I really think that this stuff, I mean, it comes. I'm not naive. Like I'm not someone who's going to sit here and sort of say like, the Chinese, they have a different perspective. You know, they're thinking in the future. I don't believe that. You know, I believe that there's in a sense they're similar to governments in other countries in the sense that they think about what's 6 months down the track, what's 2 months down the track. But at the same time, the Chinese policy buys time. It buys time for new medicines to come online, new vaccines to come online, that could potentially lead to a way out of this situation and still preserve the lives of a lot of these people. So, yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one, and it's a tough one for people that are sitting on the 20th floor and they can't go out and they've got their baby or they've got, you know, their toddler or their kid or whatever, and you know, that they're looking at me and they're hating me. Look, people have a right to feel how they want to feel. That's for sure. You know, but all I'm saying is, like, number one, you can't like say that you hate China just because you disagree with a certain policy. But number two, the policy, it's designed to save lives, and especially designed to save the lives of people who have nothing except for their life, in a sense. That's the point I'm trying to make. And yeah, that's it. You know, that's all I wanted to say. So yeah, it's a little bit of a follow-up video.